You know, the other day I was out walking around in my neighborhood and I went into this type of delicatessen place on my block. Very delicious food, very delicious. And I went in to get something refreshing, just to munch on a little bit. I call them victuals. I know that the listening audience there might have some occasion to not understand provisions, victuals, food, in other words. And I got some chips and to munch on. I have very strong teeth and a little bit of history on my background. I am one of those people with high eye-hand coordinations, and I used that in my military days. And I also am very good with a bow and arrow. I can shoot a bow and arrow and reach an air's breadth of the target. So I was there, standing in my fitment as best as I could be as an old man. And I still have a lot of fight in me left. And the man was behind the counter as I tried to get my money out of my wallet. He he was kind of getting very impatient because I'm an old man and the bill started shaking a little bit when it came out of my wallet because my hand was pulling it out. And he rolled his eyes a little bit at me. And I was a little bit irritated at that because, you know, when you get hungry, sometimes the animal comes out in you. So I'm just venting here on this thing here because I don't know what to say because I didn't want to hurt anybody, although I could do it. I wear a cane and I use that thing well, and it has a very sharp point on it that hits the ground and has a ticking sounds when you're walking. I love that about my cane. So he was rolling his eyes as I was pulling out the money, and I was noticing that about him, and he snatched the bag and put it in the bag and gave me my change back. And on the counter there was an open bowl that had pickles floating in this liquid, probably pickle juice. It looked very delicious to me too. And I actually had to control myself because I wanted to bite one of those pickles, but I'm trying to watch my weight so that I can stay active in my older years. So what happened was he rolled his eyes the fifth time, and I tell you, I felt like using my cane and spearing one of those thick pickles on the end of my cane on the sharp tip and putting one of those pickles in my mouth and crunching it and then putting the uncrunched part back into the bowl and say, there, can you roll your eyes about that? It would certainly have surprised him that I was so agile that I could flip that thing around like that. But you know, I'm not trying to show off. But I think I've let my steam out now because it was quite of a sickening situation. Anyway, now I'm feeling better. Yes, thank you for listening. Wow.